Today, we're building something massive. Not just a setup, not just a review, an entire home theater empire. I'm talking walls shaking, seats rumbling, and sounds so real it feels like you're inside the movie. And here's the twist. By the end of this video, you'll see the most powerful system I've ever put together, piece by piece, brand by brand. This isn't just a review, this is the ultimate build. And trust me, you've never seen a breakdown like this. This channel exists to cut the noise and give you the real truth on soundbars and home theater. Watch till the end so you don't waste your money on the wrong gear. And don't forget, subscribe, like, and share to help more people make the right choice. Nakamichi, the cinematic powerhouse. If you thought Samsung was bold, wait until you see Nakamichi in 2025. Nakamichi has always been known for jaw-dropping audio precision and raw cinematic power. Their systems combine massive bass authority, crystal-clear dialogue, and full Dolby Atmos immersion into one seamless package. While Sony balances versatility, Yamaha focuses on pure sound. Bose prioritizes simplicity. Sonos masters ecosystem intelligence, and Samsung dominates with bold cinematic impact. Nakamichi does all of the above, but with unmatched scale. Here's your suspense moment. Some people think Nakamichi is overkill for small apartments. True, but for dedicated home theaters or anyone serious about movie night immersion, nothing competes. Design and setup, function meets power. Nakamichi 2025 home theater systems are slightly more aggressive in design than Bose or Sonos, but they're not bulky like some 7.1.4 monster setups. They focus on practical placement and maximum audio output. Setup is easier than you'd expect given their power. Their AI room calibration and automatic speaker configuration make it surprisingly plug-and-play, but advanced users can dive deep and tweak settings for ultimate precision. Cliffhanger. Nakamichi systems are impressive, but do they strike the right balance between power and accessibility? That's what makes the final comparison so interesting. Sound performance, the ultimate cinema experience. This is Nakamichi's true playground. Dolby Atmos and DTS. X support. Height channels, immersive surrounds, and depth that feels like the action is happening around you. Massive bass. You feel every explosion, gunshot, or musical drop in your chest. Dialogue clarity. Even in action-packed films, voices never get lost. Unlike Bose or Sonos, Nakamichi doesn't shy away from loud, energetic, immersive experiences. Unlike Yamaha, they blend musicality with cinematic thrill. And compared to Samsung, they often offer more precise low-end control and cleaner separation. Cliffhanger. Nakamichi delivers raw power and precision. But is that enough to claim the absolute best home theater brand of 2025? Let's dive into the Samsung, the powerhouse. Samsung has always been synonymous with bold innovation. Their TVs dominate the market, and in 2025, their home theater systems are no exception. Samsung isn't here to be subtle. They're here to shake, rattle, and immerse. Where Sony balances versatility, Yamaha delivers purity, Bose offers simplicity, and Sonos provides smart ecosystems. Samsung focuses on raw power, cinematic immersion, and aggressive bass. But here's a suspenseful note. Some people think Samsung systems are too in-your-face for small rooms. Are they worth it? Let's break it down. Design and setup, futuristic and stunning. Samsung's 2025 lineup is all about impactful design. Sleek bars, dramatic finishes, and eye-catching subwoofers that announce their presence without being bulky. Setup is streamlined, but with more options than Bose or Sonos. Their AI sound calibration adjusts output based on your room size and layout. They also integrate perfectly with SmartThings and Samsung TVs, which gives you a seamless home theater experience. Cliffhanger. Samsung offers high-end aesthetics and massive room-filling sound. But does it compromise on refinement for raw power? We'll see when we look at performance. Sound performance, cinematic immersion. Samsung's 2025 systems are designed to dominate large spaces. Dolby Atmos support, Q Symphony, and space-expanding AI sound give viewers a wide, immersive soundstage that rivals some traditional multi-speaker setups. The bass is authoritative. When explosions hit in action movies, your chest feels it. Dialogue is punchy and clear, and highs are bright without being fatiguing. Where Samsung wins is in cinematic presence. It's loud, bold, and immersive. If you're a movie buff who wants every rumble, every footstep, every cinematic cue to hit hard, Samsung is a serious contender. But here's the twist. Some users feel Samsung's AI processing can sometimes overdo effects, making certain music tracks or quieter films feel too intense. So while it's perfect for action, you may want to tweak settings for subtler content. Gaming and smart features. Samsung brings aggressive gaming features in 2025. Ultra-low latency, HDMI 2.1 support, variable refresh rate pass-through, and AI-driven sound adjustments for FPS or RPGs make this a system that hardcore gamers will love. And for streaming, Samsung is fully compatible with all major services. Their AI room calibration automatically adjusts for both movies and music, providing a consistent, high-quality experience across the board. Cliffhanger. Samsung systems are cinematic beasts, but does raw power alone make them the best home theater brand of 2025? Or will one of the earlier brands, Sony, Yamaha, Bose, or Sonos, outshine them in balance, clarity, or overall experience? Final thoughts on Samsung. Samsung is for viewers who want maximum room-filling impact, immersive cinematic presence, aggressive bass and height channel performance, cutting-edge AI enhancements for gaming and movies. They're the perfect choice for large living rooms or anyone craving full-scale theater energy at home. Next, a brand that might surprise you with sheer audio precision, bass authority, and immersive surround setups, especially for cinephiles and bass heads. Sonos, the smart home cinema. Sonos has built its reputation on wireless convenience, multi-room setups, and smart audio. In 2025, they've taken that philosophy and pushed it even further. If Bose is about simplicity and Yamaha about pure sound, Sonos is about ecosystem intelligence. Their systems talk to each other, adjust automatically, and integrate flawlessly with every streaming service you can imagine. The Sonos experience isn't just about sound. It's about control and harmony in your living space. You can start a movie in the living room, continue it in the bedroom, and everything stays synchronized. That's a big deal for families and tech enthusiasts who want total flexibility. Here's a cliffhanger for you. Sonos sounds great, but does it have the raw cinematic power to beat Sony or Nakamichi in a 2025 showdown? Stick around because we'll find out. Design and setup, modular magic. Sonos' design is sleek and minimal, almost iconic at this point. Each speaker, bar, and sub is compact but powerful, meaning you can fit a full setup in apartments, condos, or large open-plan homes without creating clutter. Setup is incredibly smooth thanks to Sonos S2 software and True Play tuning. The system listens to your room and automatically calibrates audio for optimal sound. Pairing is almost instantaneous with Wi-Fi, and you can control everything from your phone, tablet, or smart assistant. This modular approach allows users to start small and expand later, which is one of Sonos' secret weapons. Buy a soundbar first, then add rear speakers or a subwoofer, and your system grows seamlessly. Cliffhanger. While this flexibility is fantastic, some hardcore audiophiles argue that Sonos sacrifices absolute fidelity for convenience. Are they right? Let's dive into the sound performance. Sound performance, immersive and dynamic. Sonos in 2025 is nothing short of impressive. Their latest soundbars support Dolby Atmos, DTS, X, and AI-driven sound enhancements. That means movies explode with immersive height channels, dialogue stays razor-sharp, and bass is surprisingly punchy for such compact systems. Music is another story. Sonos has a reputation for rich, lively, and detailed audio, making it one of the few brands that can handle both cinematic sound and hi-fi music playback without compromise. Where Sonos shines is room-filling immersion. The AI-driven sound calibration ensures that even tricky rooms with lots of furniture or open layouts sound amazing. And because their systems communicate with each other, you can create a fully immersive multi-room experience, perfect for parties or movie nights. Here's a suspenseful note. Sonos delivers a well-rounded experience, but will it dethrone Sony or Nakamichi when it comes to raw cinematic power? Keep watching, because we're about to enter the heavyweights. Smart features and connectivity. Sonos is king when it comes to smart integration. They support Apple AirPlay 2, Spotify Connect, Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, and all major streaming platforms. Gamers benefit too. Low-latency modes allow console audio to sync perfectly with visuals. And for cinephiles, True Play and Room tuning dynamically adjust output based on your content type. Movies, music, or gaming. The system is so intuitive that you rarely touch a manual. Yet, advanced users can tweak EQ and balance through the Sonos app to create a truly personalized setup. Cliffhanger. Sonos is smart, adaptive, and incredibly flexible. But can their compact form factor match the raw power and bass authority of Samsung or Nakamichi? That's coming next. Final thoughts on Sonos. Sonos is for viewers who want seamless multi-room setups, smart AI-driven audio calibration, flexibility to expand over time, a balance between cinematic sound and music fidelity. It's the modern, lifestyle-friendly home theater, perfect for tech enthusiasts and families. But when we start comparing raw output, immersive bass, and sheer home theater presence, you'll see that some brands still push limits in ways Sonos doesn't. And speaking of raw cinematic power, it's time to move into Samsung, a brand that is aggressive, bold, and built to shake your living room in 2025. Bose. Simplicity meets premium feel. When you think of Bose, one word usually comes to mind: premium. For years, Bose has been the go-to brand for people who want sound that feels polished, without the hassle of complicated setups. And in 2025, Bose is doubling down on that identity. If Sony represents versatility and Yamaha represents purity, Bose represents effortless luxury. They don't want you fiddling with dials. They don't want you worrying about settings. They want you to press play, lean back, and enjoy sound that just works. But here's the twist. You either love Bose or you don't. Some swear by their smooth, rich sound signature, while others argue that it's too processed compared to raw, neutral audio brands. So, which camp will you fall into? Let's break it down. Design and setup, clean and minimal. Bose's design has always been one of its strongest suits, and in 2025, they're sticking to what works: sleek, modern, minimal. Their home theater systems don't try to dominate your room with bulky speakers. Instead, they blend into the background with compact, stylish builds that feel at home in a modern apartment or a high-end living room. The setup process is where Bose shines compared to Yamaha. It's ridiculously simple. Plug things in, connect to the Bose Music app, and within minutes, you're ready to go. And their ADAPTQ room calibration system, which uses a headset mic to analyze your room acoustics, is surprisingly effective. It doesn't give you endless options, but that's the point. It does the hard work for you. Here's the cliffhanger though. While Bose wins for simplicity, some viewers feel like that same simplicity means they're missing out on deep customization. Is it a deal breaker? We'll find out when we compare. Sound performance, smooth and balanced. The Bose sound signature is instantly recognizable. It's rich, warm, and smooth. Voices are incredibly clear, bass is punchy but not overpowering, and highs are soft enough that you can listen for hours without fatigue. It's the kind of sound that feels pleasant across all genres, whether you're watching a thriller movie, streaming a jazz concert, or just listening to podcasts. Now, here's where opinions split. Bose doesn't try to be neutral like Yamaha. Instead, they tune their systems to sound pleasing, even if that means altering the audio slightly. For casual listeners, that's amazing. It always sounds good. But for purists, it can feel artificial. And while Bose has stepped up their Dolby Atmos game in 2025, let's be real, they can't match the massive scale of brands like Nakamichi or Samsung. Bose prefers to keep things compact and lifestyle-oriented, so the soundstage, while immersive, isn't as thunderous as the heavy hitters. That's both their strength and their weakness. Streaming, smart features, and ease of use. This is where Bose appeals to a very specific type of viewer. Those who value ease of use and smart features over raw technical power. Their systems integrate seamlessly with Alexa, Google Assistant, Apple AirPlay 2, and Spotify Connect. You don't need a complicated universal remote. Your voice, phone, or app is enough. And because Bose designs their systems to stay compact and wireless, they're perfect for smaller homes, apartments, or anyone who doesn't want their living room dominated by massive gear. But here's the suspense. Does Bose's focus on lifestyle convenience mean they can truly compete with the giants of raw home theater power? Or are they more of a premium lifestyle pick rather than a hardcore cinema brand? That's the question we'll answer when we compare them later. Final thoughts on Bose. At the end of the day, Bose is for people who want a clean, minimal design, sound that's always smooth and enjoyable, simple setup without needing a degree in audio engineering. They're not trying to blow your walls down. They're trying to make your life easy while giving you a premium sound experience. For some of your viewers, that's exactly what they want. For others, it may feel like Bose doesn't go far enough compared to powerhouses like Sony or Nakamichi. But hold up, because up next is a brand that's been gaining serious momentum in recent years. And in 2025, they're coming for everyone's attention. Sonos. Yamaha, the sound purist choice. Now, let's move into Yamaha, and here's where things get exciting. Unlike Sony, which builds entire ecosystems around TVs, gaming, and streaming, Yamaha has always had one clear mission: pure sound. They've been crafting musical instruments for over a century, and that DNA carries straight into their home theater systems. In 2025, Yamaha continues to lean into that philosophy. They don't try to dazzle you with flashy gimmicks or trendy buzzwords. They just want you to sit down, press play, and get lost in sound that feels authentic. But here's the twist. While some people think Yamaha is too traditional, their latest 2025 lineup actually brings some of the most advanced calibration and audio engineering tech we've ever seen. This isn't your grandfather's home theater. It's something much more powerful. Design and setup, function over flash. If Sony is the sleek, futuristic designer, Yamaha is the no-nonsense engineer. Their systems don't scream for attention with flashy lights or ultra-slim panels. They're built to look professional, sturdy, and serious. And there's a reason for that. Yamaha believes that design should disappear into the background so your focus stays 100% on the sound. When it comes to setup, Yamaha is a bit different from Sony. Yes, they've started introducing AI room calibration, but they also keep giving you the option for manual fine-tuning. That means if you're the kind of person who loves adjusting levels, tweaking EQ curves, and customizing every detail, Yamaha gives you more control than almost anyone else. But here's the cliffhanger. While that freedom is fantastic for audio enthusiasts, it can also intimidate casual users who just want plug-and-play simplicity. So, is Yamaha too complex for everyday viewers? Or is it exactly what makes them special? Let's dig deeper. Sound performance, the Yamaha difference. This is where Yamaha flexes its muscles. Their 2025 systems deliver clarity that borders on perfection. The mids and highs are so well balanced that you'll catch details in movies and music you never noticed before. Whispered dialogue, subtle background instruments, the reverberation of a concert hall. It all comes through with stunning realism. And when it comes to surround sound immersion, Yamaha is famous for its Cinema DSP 3D processing. Basically, it simulates the acoustics of actual spaces, like concert halls, stadiums, or even cathedrals, and layers that realism on top of your audio. The result? It doesn't just sound like you're watching a movie. It sounds like you're inside the environment. Now here's the thing. Yamaha's bass isn't always as earth-shaking as some brands like Nakamichi or Samsung. Instead, it's more controlled, musical, and tight. For purists, that's perfect. But for bass heads who want windows rattling and walls shaking, Yamaha may leave you wanting more. And that right, there is Yamaha's love it or leave it moment. Gaming, music, and movies, a balanced experience. One thing Yamaha nails in 2025 is versatility. They're not just for movies. If you're into music, Yamaha is easily one of the best choices. Their amplifiers and receivers are tuned for hi-fi audio, meaning every guitar pluck, every piano note, every vocal comes across as natural and emotionally powerful. For audiophiles, it's a dream. For movies, Yamaha's Dolby Atmos performance is excellent, and their dialogue lift tech ensures voices never get buried under explosions or background noise. And gamers aren't left out either. Yamaha systems now support ALLM, Auto Low Latency Mode, and VRAR, Variable Refresh Rate, pass-through, which makes pairing them with next-gen consoles like the PS5 and Xbox Series X smooth and lag-free. But, and here's your suspense again, Yamaha sometimes feels like a specialist brand. They excel at pure sound quality and musicality, but do they really compete with the versatility of Sony or the power punch style of Samsung and Nakamichi? That's the big question we'll have to answer later. Final thoughts on Yamaha. To sum it up, Yamaha in 2025 is for the true audio lover. If you care about sonic accuracy, detail, and a customizable experience, Yamaha is hard to beat. But for viewers who want the most cinematic, bass-heavy, plug-and-play system, Yamaha may not feel as exciting. So, is Yamaha the best overall? Maybe. But as you'll see when we get to brands like Bose and Samsung, Yamaha's perfectionist style might actually be their biggest weakness. And speaking of Bose, let's move on to a brand that's built its entire reputation on premium design and simplicity. Sony, the legend reinvented. Sony is one of those names that doesn't really need an introduction in the world of home entertainment. For decades, they've been at the top of the game when it comes to televisions, speakers, PlayStation gaming, and of course, home theater audio. But in 2025, Sony is pushing things further than ever before. What really makes Sony stand out this year is how seamlessly they've blended AI room calibration, Dolby Atmos mastery, and wireless connectivity into their latest home theater lineup. They aren't just selling you a speaker system, they're selling you an ecosystem that feels like it was custom built for your living room. But here's the kicker. Sony knows that the modern customer isn't just a movie buff anymore. You're gaming, you're streaming, you're watching live sports, and Sony is making sure their systems cover all of that without compromise. And honestly, that's what makes them dangerous in 2025. While some brands double down on movies and others focus heavily on music, Sony is one of the rare companies that manages to do it all without making you feel like you're missing out on something. Design and setup. Sony's 2025 approach. Sony's design philosophy this year screams sleek, modern minimalism. If you've seen their Bravia TVs, you know they love slim bezels, clean finishes, and futuristic touches, and they bring that same style into their home theater gear. The first thing you'll notice? Wireless everywhere. Their new systems are almost cable-free, which is a blessing if you hate tangled wires running across your living room. The subwoofers and rear speakers connect seamlessly over Wi-Fi, and setup is practically plug-and-play. But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of making you go through a painful calibration process, Sony uses AI-powered acoustic mapping. Basically, it listens to your room with built-in microphones, analyzes where your walls, ceilings, and furniture are, and then automatically tweaks the sound to give you the best experience possible. No manual tinkering. No stress, just perfect sound, no matter whether your living room is a tiny apartment or a massive open space. Now, does that mean it's flawless? Not exactly. Sony's AI tuning is fantastic, but sometimes hardcore audiophiles feel like it overcorrects, softening the natural punch of the bass. But for 99% of people watching Netflix or gaming on their PS5, it feels like magic. Sound performance, pure Sony DNA. Here's the part that really matters, the sound. Sony's 2025 home theater systems lean heavily on Dolby Atmos and DTS-X, with support for high-res audio streaming. The soundstage they create is wide. Like, if you close your eyes during a movie, you'll swear that sound is coming from walls and ceilings where there aren't even speakers. The bass is tight, but not overpowering. It doesn't try to blow out your walls unless you push it to the limit. The mids, especially for dialogue, are crystal clear, which is something a lot of cheaper systems really struggle with. And the highs? Crisp, airy, but not ear-piercing. Where Sony really nails, it is immersion. Explosions rumble, voices sound natural, and atmospheric effects float around you. Watching a Dolby Atmos movie like Dune or Top Gun, Maverick on one of these systems isn't just entertainment, it's an experience. But hold on, before you get sold on Sony completely, here's the suspense. While their sound quality is phenomenal, there are other brands on this list that push the limits even harder when it comes to raw, room-shaking power. So Sony may not be your best pick if you're the type who wants your neighbors to feel the bass. Gaming and streaming integration. If you're a gamer, this part will excite you. Sony's 2025 lineup integrates perfectly with the PlayStation 5, offering ultra-low latency modes, 3D audio enhancements, and automatic sound optimization for games. That means whether you're playing Spider-Man 2, Call of Duty, or a racing sim, the audio isn't just background, it's part of the gameplay. Gunshots echo from the right direction, cars zoom past with realistic Doppler shifts, and atmospheric effects pull you into the world. And it's not just for gamers. For streamers, Sony systems support Apple AirPlay 2, Chromecast, and Spotify Hi-Fi, making them extremely flexible. Basically, no matter what device you're using, Sony has your back. But again, this isn't the final verdict. Because while Sony brings versatility, some of the other brands we're about to talk about specialize so deeply in one area that they leave Sony playing catch-up in certain categories. So the question is, does Sony's balance of everything make them the king of 2025? Or will the specialists steal the crown? Stick around, because up next, we're diving into Yamaha, a brand that takes home theater sound very seriously. Comparison. Who wins? Let's recap what we've seen. Sony, versatile and well-rounded. Great all-in-one solution, especially if you want a balance between music, movies, and gaming. Yamaha, perfect for audio purists who want control, clarity, and a truly authentic sound experience. Bose, smooth, lifestyle-focused, premium simplicity. Effortless setup, great for casual viewers. Sonos, smart, ecosystem-driven, AI-calibrated. Perfect for multi-room setups and modern tech-savvy users. Samsung, cinematic powerhouse with aggressive bass and room-filling immersion. Best for large rooms and movie lovers craving impact. Nakamichi combines extreme bass, precision, and immersive surround for the ultimate cinematic experience. Serious home theater enthusiasts will love this. 2025 Crown Holder, Nakamichi. After analyzing sound quality, room immersion, design, AI calibration, versatility, and viewer satisfaction, Nakamichi emerges as the absolute best home theater brand of 2025. Why? It delivers unmatched cinematic power while keeping dialogue and music clean. Its AI-driven calibration and flexible setup make it accessible yet powerful. For serious movie nights, gaming, and music lovers who want the complete immersive experience, Nakamichi doesn't just compete, it dominates. For viewers who want all-around excellence, Nakamichi is the brand that hits every key point: clarity, bass, immersion, and usability. Cliffhanger for your audience. While Nakamichi is king, remember, every viewer has a specific need. Small apartments, casual listening, or multi-room setups might favor Bose or Sonos. But for full-scale home theaters, Nakamichi is unquestionably the crown holder. Outro, straight to the point. There you have it. 6 brands, each with their strengths, but only one king. If you're building the ultimate home theater in 2025, Nakamichi is the brand that will truly transform your viewing experience. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll solve them and reply fast. And don't forget, subscribe, like, and share for more in-depth home theater and audio reviews. Check out my other videos for tech tips, comparisons, and expert recommendations. Your perfect setup starts here, and I've got your back every step of the way.